What's up guys, welcome back to Crossfader. It is Lawrence James here. Today, it's all about wordplay. I'm going to give you 3 wordplay routines that you can take and start adding to your hip hop DJ sets. Let me know in the comments which is your favorite, 1, 2 or 3. And of course, smash the like button, which will really help us out in the YouTube algorithm. So, let's get to some wordplay routines.
Shake 'em off. We in the bed. These haters on my body, shake 'em off. Yeah, they hate, but they broke though. And when it's time to pop, they are no show.
So we've got 2 tracks here, T-Pain Buy You a Drink and Young M.A. Ooh. And we're going to be focusing on that word ooh. In this technique, what we're going to do is try and emulate the chorus or the hook of Buy You a Drink using the Young M.A. track. So what I did first was just played around with the rhythm and set some cue points. So we've got 2 cue points on where she says ooh, but in 2 different tones. So we've got this one and this one. So what I did was I just put on loop this T-Pain section and just tried to figure out how to do it and how to get the pattern correct. Then what I wanted to do was reintroduce the Young M.A. track. So what I've got here is a cue point on a vocal element of this track.
These haters on my body, shake 'em off.
So it's a couple of beats before the drop.
These haters on my body, shake 'em off.
So this is just going to allow me to transition and get the crowd ready for the next song that is about to come in. So once we've played around with our, we're going to then hit this cue point.
These haters on my body, shake 'em off.
And then we're just going to mix in the T-Pain track. And then in my sample bank, I just got like a glass crash sound, and that's totally up to you if you want to add that in there. It's just a glass smash sound in my sample bank. And all I wanted to do was start this track again by Young M.A. So I wanted to go back to the beginning so we can play the song in its entirety. So this vocal element here,
these haters on my body,
it's quite near the end of the song. So if I was to mix this in, we're going to miss out, a lot of the main part of the track. So just to finish off, it was basically we're dropping in this cue point after we're playing with our ooh sounds.
These haters on my body, shake 'em off.
Back in with T-Pain. Maybe add a little bit of echo. Open a sample bank.
These haters on my body, shake 'em off.
And then I'm using my cue point,
And when it's time to pop, they are
which is on the first verse of the track,
yeah.
hitting that glass at the same time to transition between both tracks. If you're loving this video, you will love our brand new How to Mix Hip Hop DJ course. It takes you step by step on learning how to mix hip hop with your favorite music. Learn to mix with playlists featuring Drake, Kanye, Cardi B, Gunna, Future. It also comes with a free 3-month beat source trial. Learn techniques like beat matching, transitioning, scratching, making mashups, and performing extended mixes.
All a nigga really need is a little bit. Not a lot, baby girl, just a little bit. We can head to the crib in a little bit. Drop it like it's hot, get the work in that back. Go drop it like it's hot, get the work in that. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Get the work and drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
When the pimp's in the crib, ma, Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So with this example, we are going from 50 Cent just a little bit into drop it like it's hot, using the sentence drop it like it's hot to use as our wordplay in this transition. Now, the most important thing of this transition is using the sampler as our spare channel. So if you're like me and you've got a 2-deck mixer or a controller, then using the sampler is a great way to give you an extra bit of creativity, because it will allow us to effectively create a spare channel. So opening up my sampler, in my sampler settings, you'll see I have Snoop Dogg drop it like it's hot loaded in. So if I press play here, it'll just start playing the whole track. So a few things you need to know is once we load it in, we have some controls that we need to activate. So the first one is this one here, which is the key lock. So if this is speeded up or slowed down, it will stay in the same key. Then we need to trigger it from the right point. So if I was to have this on start and I press play, you'll see there's a small delay. So I need to have it on the right cue point, on the cue. Then what I want to do is I want to sync this to the master tempo. So if I hit sync, now it will change how the trigger affects the track. So once I press it, it will play until I stop it. And if you ever want to change that and it's not in sync, there's different toggles here, different icons that mean different things. So on this one, it will just play every time I play that, I press that pad, it will start playing. If I change it to this one, it will only play when I hold it in. So this kind of H looking icon. And then if I go to the next one, this one will play when I press it and stop when I press it again. So once you activate sync, it will automatically go to this setting, which is when I press it, it will activate, and when I press it again, it will stop. So sync on. We've got the key lock on as well, so it's going to match it to 97 BPM. So that's the first thing. Now we just need to set up our wordplay. So using this sentence here, we're going to save a loop. So inside of Serato here, if I want to set a 4-beat loop, I just go here, 4 beats, and then down here to this loop icon, and you'll see here that once you select a loop section, it will allow you to lock it in with this key. So I just lock that in, and then you'll be able to activate that from your various pieces of hardware that you own. So if I go to my saved loops here, you can see if I toggle this on and off, the loop will flash. But using this S11, if I press shift and then play, it will automatically, it'll play from the loop anywhere in the track. So if I go here, so it's using this icon here at the top just to trigger that loop every time. So that's great. We've got our loop set up already, so we don't need to worry about activating a 4-beat loop. That's already triggered for us. Now we just need to figure out how we can transition. So what I did was I got the acapella.
Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot.
Simple cue point set up on the acapella. Then what we need to figure out is we need to have an intro on the just a little bit track to go to then start to play with that sentence of drop it like it's hot. So during the mix, we've got this section playing here.
Drop it like it's hot, get the work in that back. Go drop it like it's hot, get the work.
Then what we're going to do is
drop it like it's hot, get the work in that. Drop it like it's hot, get drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot.
So what I did was went straight to the beginning, because at the beginning of this track there's an instrumental section which is perfect for us to have a play around with on this phrase. Now what we need to remember is we're going to have to trigger the Snoop Dogg track at some point, but we've given ourselves some time because in this track it doesn't start on the 1 beat. We've got a lead up to it, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 4 beats, 1 bar to play with as an intro. So we just need to remember that as we're coming out of this sequence. So we've got the loop going.
Drop it like it's hot, get the work in that back. Go drop it like it's hot.
Trigger the intro.
Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot.
Activate sampler.
Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot.
So as you can see there, that little 4-beat intro just gives us a little bit of time to be able to get to where we need to get to. So if we go back and just go through that again, if we just hit our save loop,
Drop it like it's hot, get the work in that back. Go drop it like it's hot, get the work in that.
trigger,
Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like
open sampler,
Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot.
and then we're going to keep playing with that.
Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it.
You can use some scratching.
Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it like it's hot.
When the pimp's in the
Then you just need to get rid of it as the chorus comes into the Snoop Dogg track. Now if you're playing a DJ set, just remember that this sample will now play to the end of the song. So if you're getting ready to mix in a new track and you're trying to, affect these controls, it's not going to do anything because it's playing through the sampler. So the only way you could change this would be to turn the sample volume right down. So you can't hear the sample coming out, but because it's a full track, you could just mix it in. You know it's 97 BPM because it's synced to the master tempo. So then you would go ahead, get another 97 BPM track, and then start to mix out of this one. So that's how you can use the sampler to incorporate some wordplay routines into your mixes.
Came in with an FN. 2 girls with him told me he ain't got a preference. Had them both down and I asked a few questions. Met last week and they already best friend. Already best friend. Met last week and they already best friend. Met last week and they already best friend.
That my best friend. She a real bad bitch, got her own money. She don't need no nigga on the dance floor. She had 2-3 drinks, now she twerking. She throw it out and come back.
This final routine is fairly simple, but we're going to be using slip mode as the main technique for this transition. Now we're using 2 tracks called Already Best Friend and Best Friend, so it wasn't a difficult scenario to work out how these two are going to fit together, but using slip mode just adds that little bit more creativity to this mix, because we're not stop starting or anything like that. The mix will just flow naturally, and it just works well in a DJ set. So if you're playing this track and a chorus, we're going to have both tracks matched up on the BPM. So at the right time, we're just going to drop this track on the right hand side. So let's mix these in. Activate slip mode. So you can leave the track in, or you can take it out. And what's good about this technique is slip mode will continue to play the track underneath, so it won't jump back. So if we use a hot cue normally and I'm playing, it will go back to that track, but as soon as you press slip mode, the track will continuously play underneath it and return to the point in the track where it's at. So it just allows the mix to flow without having to stop start. What I also like about this technique is you can take it a step further and start to live make your own edits. So if I start these 2 tracks off and I've got a cue point here,
Best friends, best friends.
what we can do is, if we start them off at the same time, put slip on both, we can start to make some edits.
Best friends. Best friends. Best friends. Best friends.
That my best friend. That my best friend.
Best friend. Best friend. Best friend.
That my best friend. She a real bad bitch.
But it also works as a great transition. So using slip mode doesn't require much skill. Get your BPMs matched up, and then it's all about setting the right hot cues at the right place. Remember, as long as the mix is in time, as soon as you let go of your trigger of your hot cue, it will jump to the part of the track where the track should be playing in normal time. So let me know, guys, in the comments, which transition did you prefer, 1, 2, or 3? And I hope that you can take away some of these techniques and not only use the exact ones that I've used, but start adding them in your own DJ sets and adding them to your own wordplay routines. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again very soon.